York City, New York, If the Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. We back, we back, we back, we back, we back, we back. This is New York City, home of the Knicks, baby. Yeah, we back on track. The Mecca's going crazy. Rim rocking, shot blocking, boy, we are not stopping. Aiming at that chip with a bullseye on the target. It's been so many years, that's how bad we really want it. From the city to the garden, we all bleed blue and orange. And everybody starving, hell yeah, hungry for a ring. Got a team full of hungry hoopers all going in. We back. Oh yeah, we back. Let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. We back, we back, we back, we back, we back, we New York City, New York, If the Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. We back, we back, we back, we back, we back, we back. This is New York City, home of the Knicks, baby. Yeah, we back on track. The Mecca's going crazy. Rim rocking, shot blocking, boy, we are not stopping. Aiming at that chip with a bullseye on the target. It's been so many years, that's how bad we really want it. From the city to the garden, we all bleed blue and orange. And everybody starving, hell yeah, hungry for a ring. Got a team full of hungry hoopers all going in. We back. Oh yeah, we back. Let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. We back, we back, we back, we back, we back, we New York City, New York, If the Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. We back, we back, we back, we back, we back, we back. This is New York City, home of the Knicks, baby. Yeah, we back on track. The Mecca's going crazy. Rim rocking, shot blocking, boy, we are not stopping. Aiming at that chip with a bullseye on the target. It's been so many years, that's how bad we really want it. From the city to the garden, we all bleed blue and orange. And everybody starving, hell yeah, hungry for a ring. Got a team full of hungry hoopers all going in. We back. Oh yeah, we back. Let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. We back, we back, we back, we back, we back, we New York City, New York, If the Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. New York, if the Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. We back, we back, we back, we back, we back. This is New York City, home of the Knicks, baby. Yeah, we back on track. The Mecca's going crazy. Rim rocking, shot blocking, ball, we are not stopping. Aiming at that chip with a bullseye on the target. It's been so many years, that's how bad we really want it. From the city to the garden, we all be blue and orange. And everybody starving, hell yeah, hungry for a ring. Got a team full of hungry hoopers all going in. We back. Oh yeah, we back. Let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is, we back, we back, we back.
Forbes and Phil's in the building. My God, what's good?
And I salute the new Knicks. Let's get it.
Shout out to the new Knicks.
The new Knicks, salute my guy.
The New Knicks, the organic podcast.
Sounds like it's about to go down in here. Going down. New York City, NYC, Borough. Stand up. Brooklyn, Staten in the Bronx. Manhattan, Queens, what you want? We want the Knicks. We want the Knicks. We want the Knicks. We want the Knicks. Brooklyn, Staten in the Bronx. Manhattan, Queens, what you want? We want the Knicks. We want the Knicks. This is for the win. We want the Knicks.
Yeah, que lo que mi gente. I was looking down at a camera that wasn't there because it's actually up here. So I'm over here looking down. My bad. Anyway, salute to you guys. Que lo que mi gente. Yeah, welcome back to Organic Fanatics. Another day, another show. Season 3, episode, whatever M Special is going to tell me now. It's a lot. It's a lot. Thank you for joining us here. We appreciate you guys. I know if you're here, you already liked, you subscribed, you clicked, and all that good stuff. You got the notification, so you knew it was on now. But I'm here back again with the familia. Salute to your first time. If you're a first timer, bienvenido. Welcome. Konnichiwa. Ni hao. Come on in. Take a seat over here. Come holla and break some bread with us. We ain't got bread, but just imagine a crispy Cuban bread that you turn in piece. Break bread with us.
With butter.
And I'm getting a little carrot. With butter. Gotta have it with the butter.
With butter.
Con mantequilla. Mantequilla.
Fat boy thinking of butter.
Back at it again with the fam. The usual suspect. My brother is doing, my brother's always doing something. He can't just have a conversation. He has ADHD in high definition, OLED. He got the super duper. He is Mr. ADHD himself. Welcome, the new Knicks. Que lo que manito. What's good, bro?
Yeah, what's popping, everybody out here? Yeah, I mean, multitasking as always. Welcome home. Thank you for fucking picking us and vibing out with us. You know what we do. Welcome to the TOF. Mind is scrambled. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody tuned in. Shout out to my brother for Q being there. Machete. 2 shots. And of course, Mike the specialist behind the screen.
You heard it. And he said this scramble. If you think this scramble is a word, put a 1 in the chat. If you think it's a new word that New Knicks invented, put a 2 in the chat. We got to see the scramble out there. I'm waiting for Machete to come back in. I would introduce him in order as he normally is. I think he's tuning in. I don't know if he's tuning in, but we'll get back to Machete while he's there. We got the usual suspect. My other brother. Different mother, same father, the most high. 2 shots. Mr. Talk shots and shits himself. What up, my brother? Que lo que manito? 2 shots.
What up? What up to the panel? What up to the chat, replay game? You know the vibes. Like, share, subscribe. Don't make me come after you, man. And we still got a couple of days, so we still got a couple of days to hit 500. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, we're north for 360, 70-ish, something like that. Machete just dropped off. He'll be jumping us back. But now joining us live today for the first time, M Spesh. M Spesh, are you joining us?
It's today the day.
It's today the day. Is it no, he's holding on for the new year. Okay, so salute to M Spesh. Appreciate you. M Spesh was here doing 100 miles and running. He stayed on his NWA. Always on the run, doing 100 miles. Came all the way from Tampa, speeding in the rain. He used his turbo and his four-wheel drive just to get this show live. Because he said my directing was so trash last week, he could not let you guys down anymore. He said, if I let Castle King run the show one more time with that trash microphone he had, salute to M Spesh for hosting the show and saving us again.
Hey, you guys,
my hero.
you guys hear me?
We hear you. I was introducing you. So, and Machete, que lo que primo, bienvenido Machetazo, my
There
cousin.
he is. There he is.
Primo hermano.
Everyone except Forbes. I don't know he's off screen or anything like that.
Who?
It could be my Discord. What's going on, everyone? What's going on, Two Shots, Mikey? What's going on, Ruel? What's going on, Nick Nation?
Hey, salute to the chat. Salute to you, primo. Finish your stop. Finish your intro.
I'm done. What's up?
I thought you were going to do the que lo que, mi gente de la 110. My brother knew. Salute to you. I like the hoodie.
They switching up the intro on us.
They keeping us on our toes. They said maybe today, maybe not today. I might give it to you. I might not. Pause. You know, I might keeping us on our toes. You know, making it a little unpredictability here. All right. And if you don't know, Machete is in Washington, which we'll get to in a second. He's in Washington, Maryland area. He's up north. So he watched it. He just didn't go to the game. But he's definitely in the hoodie season. He got hoodie season. He's on his hoodie mellow because it's cold out there. I'm in Florida. We got that freezing 78 degrees over here for our winter. we freezing out here, 78 degrees. It's cold out here. Hey, salute to the chat. Just Knicks, que lo que? Just Knicks family, everybody in there. Appreciate you guys for joining. I mean, chat gang, replay gang. We had a nice little weekend. We had Knickerbockers to play Orlando, which we spoke about Friday. When we last spoke, we were about to play Orlando. We played the young team Orlando without a Paolo Banchero, without a Franz Wagner, without a Mo Wagner, but a feisty Jalen Suggs. And then we played the Magic. They played not that well. Our defense showed up. We had a day or two off. We beat the Orlando Magic's 108-85. We had close to 30 points in the first quarter. They came back with a 28-25 second quarter. And then, we did. And then we came back. So it was a good game. We bided them, ended up 108-85. Before we obviously get to the game that we're going to talk to about Jalen Brunson's big game, how did you guys anticipate that Orlando game? How was that to you guys? The 108-85. Was that a good thing to see in it? You thought we should have handled it because they were short-handed by all their stars? What were some of your thoughts on that, Machete? The Orlando game.
Yeah, we played some feisty young teams. These guys, they want to show out and beat us because we've been kicking their asses the last few games. So, these guys were coming up. These were trap games, like I said. We have to be careful. And it tested our defense, going back to that San Antonio game, where he said that we didn't beat them, that they beat themselves. I don't think that's what it is. I think we out-hustled them. I think that we outplayed them. We play a little bit longer. We have more stamina than in an Orlando game. We saw that. We saw that in the last game, even on a back-to-back after travel and in overtime. I thought when we hit overtime, we'll talk about the game later, but anyways, we out-hustle teams. Thibs' theory of playing 48 minutes is starting to show. And fortunately, we're not getting injured right now. We don't get injured. But, yeah, he wants to see our durability, our stamina, our character to show on the floor like it has the last couple of nights.
Yeah, and you called it. I mean, what we're looking at between the two games that we're going to talk about now was almost the next generation of talent that's coming because Orlando's a very young team. They got a lot of young and up and coming talent. You said it's a trap game, but these young kids are ready to ball out. When the stars are out, this is their time to shine, which you saw a little bit of that in the Washington game. Again, we're going to talk about now. But these young cats is ready to play. The NBA is, this the league. 2 shots. This the league. What was some of your thoughts on looking at the young Orlando team? Their feistiness. Tibbs leaving some of the starters. Maybe you're not seeing some of the rooks. What was some of your thoughts on that Orlando game? Even though we beat them by quite a bit.
I mean, like I said, it always comes down to rotation for me, bro. I believe we have. Y'all may say we got rookies and we don't have a bench and blah blah blah, but the reason we don't have a bench is because we don't use the bench. And it just comes down to rotation for me. So hopefully we could eliminate those 40-minute games for players. I'm cool with Mikal having it because he's Iron Man. He's proven it for like 7 years now. So I don't think he's gonna break down anytime soon. But yeah, man, we gotta start incorporating players. We gotta start building up their confidence. Because these young kids, man, they take their licking, but then mid-season, towards the end of the season, they start showing out, and you're like, oh, yada. Yeah, well, it's because they play the kids, man. Like they let them play, and it just comes down to that. You just gotta play the kids, man.
So you think at some point Tibbs could have played a Kolak or could have been playing a Hook Porty?
There's always at some point in the game where either they're making a run or we're not doing what we're supposed to do, and that's when you're supposed to change it up. And like I keep saying this, man. Like we for years now we were saying we here we deep, but are we really here and deep if he's only playing 2 guys off the bench?
Hey yo.
No more, but you know what I mean, man. Like we had quality young kids.
Yes.
And Tibbs doesn't use them. So it's not like we don't have the players or they don't have the talent. I mean, yeah, they're gonna screw up, they're rooks, but that's a teachable moment. So that next time it happens, or next time that situation comes up, it doesn't happen again. And that's where rotation comes to play. But whatever, man. It is what it is. We got tapes. I'm done. I'm done preaching.
Can I ask you something? Those guys we got rid of, were they really quality guys other than RJ? Other than RJ,
are we forgetting IQ? Are we forgetting Topic?
IQ's been injury prone.
Are we forgetting Alec Burks?
Hold on, Alec Burke. Where's Alex Burke? He's Alex Burke, bro.
He's actually in the Heat right now. He's in the Heat right now.
What are you talking about?
He can't.
Bro, I'm saying we have players. I'm not saying they're all stars. I'm just saying we have talent. So why not use it?
We have the talent and we use them. Those guys that you talking about aren't doing anything other than RJ, bro. What's Grimes doing?
All right,
What's Grimes doing?
All right. You got it.
I mean, really. I mean, those guys aren't out there like they. I don't know. Maybe it's because they're in New York. You're right. Maybe they got no. Their names is louder because they're in New York, and you don't hear about them in Houston. You don't hear about them once they get to Detroit, or Miami, like Alec Burks. But I mean, Alec Burks wasn't really he's just wasn't an all that player, man. I mean, he's just a guy who was a journeyman that bounced around.
All right, maybe I'm sorry. I got a call and the phone dropped. What did I miss? Where are we at right now?
We talking about the Orlando game and the beating that we gave them. The 108.
So how did Alec Burks and Grimes come into the conversation?
I'm just saying, we always claim we got a bench and all this shit, and Tibbs doesn't use it. That's all I'm saying.
So because of
all right.
Here's what it is.
All right, the Orlando game, we won it. Orlando's been on a hot run. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're the number 1, 2, or 3 team. Yeah, I mean, we beat them, so that's the objective. Number 2, we're on at that point we was on a 4, 5, 6 game winning streak. So if this is our first like actual real winning streak, you want to try to keep it as consistent as you can get it, while you have like not an easier competition, but like the first harder team.
Beatable teams.
So now that we're on this stretch where we can have a little run, this is where you need your starters to come into gelling. That's why we have 5, 6, 7 starters scoring in 20 and double-digit figures. We're having high assist numbers. Like right now, the important thing is for the starters to get that gelling. I mean, we just started getting the starters into a fucking all cylinder type situation. So how is Tibbs gonna subtract the main thing that we need going forward to start giving these starters and these bench players minutes? They're gonna come in and do their job when they supposed to fucking do it. Like every time, if we're talking about Alec Burks, Grimes, and all of these niggas, listen. I was the number one nigga saying that this is the best team ever built when all of these players were going on. And yeah, I was a little frustrated when certain moves, but every move that the front office made was to elevate us as a culture, as a team. You see a lot of unity, chemistry, history, like all of that shit counts, my guy. That's why we're the number one offensive team in the NBA right now. Number one. And number two, these bench players got to sit down and watch and come and do their job when their job is asked, when their job is told, hey, get in there, give them rest. Now, if we're in
You forgot to mention we're number 9 in defense.
Yeah, we're number 9 in defense, and we're just getting around to getting to that. Because remember, our bench was depleted for a whole fucking. We didn't have Precious. Precious is just getting in here and coming back to where he left off last year. Like let's go from fucking 6th to fucking 3rd right now, my nigga, because we haven't even gotten to 2025. There's 31 games in. Yeah, I mean, Precious just got here from missing 25 plus games. Like, and y'all want bench players to fucking come in and get minutes? Listen, that's not how this shit works, bro. We got to get the starters gelling. We got to get everybody in motion. That's why up to this day, we're on a 7-game win streak. We need the starters to come in and play that.
Two Shots got a point though, man. Our guys aren't getting burned like the other coaches are burning their guys. Like we played a bunch of rookies yesterday. You know, now it was probably because they had injuries to their starters.
But what was the score at halftime?
Well, let's finish up the Orlando game, and then we'll
last game.
Let's finish the Orlando, and then we'll go through it.
Yeah, with Orlando. All right, with Orlando, they're a younger team. Well, I mean, like, bro, Tibbs, we have a big tendency of, even if we're up 30 points on a team, like, we lose a lot of the momentum, and niggas fall back a little bit. You know what I mean? Yes, Brunson's been getting hacked and messed up. Like, everybody has been having their days. OG just had 40. Cat just had 40. Bridges just had 40. Hart just had a 30-something. Brunson just had a 50-point game. So they're each getting it in spurts. They're each holding down the fort and being the number one offensive option when the rest of them are. You feel what I'm saying? So right now we're in the midst of, all right, everybody, boom, 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 boom. Everybody did their thing individually. Now let's get this shit in unison, and that's why you're seeing 7 players in double digits. You're seeing Jalen Brunson with 9, 10, 12, 15 assists. Yeah, he's dropping less in points, but everybody's in motion. Everybody's in sync. Precious just got back to the starting lineup. Let's take a lot of things into accountability instead of just blurting shit out.
Yeah, I mean, everybody that now for the Knicks, and I respect all your opinions. I see I point to both aspects. For the Orlando game, I thought it was a great game. You can't sleep on any team. Orlando has a lot of talent all the way through. We live here in the Orlando area, so we know about this team. They're young. A lot of their talent is high draft picks. So it's not like the rookies that they have are 30, 40 picks. They're top 14, top 5, top 10. So their talent is good. They're ready to play. Even though Franz Wagner, Paulo Banchero's gone, Mo Wagner, that gave everybody an opportunity. So it was a great game. And this is a game that we had players. Josh Hart played 38 minutes, only had 23 points, but he did have a double-double. He had 13 rebounds in that game. OG Anunoby played 28 minutes. A little concerning for consistency for me with OG. I want to see OG a little more consistent. He had that big game that he was over 30. He balled out. And a couple of games he's been not coming through to a certain extent. Defense is still there, but a little more consistency with his offense.
40, and then he scored 40 that game?
Not that good. This game against the Magic, he only scored 8 points and only had 5 rebounds in 28 minutes. His defense was impeccable. However, a little more consistency with the offense. I want to see some of that turn around. Karl-Anthony Towns technically had a bad game. You have no Mo Wagner, who he usually battled whenever he played Orlando. He only had 16 points and 8 rebounds. A little disappointing even from his own aspect that he only had 16 points. Mikal Bridges, again, the most played player in the NBA with 44 minutes. He owns the highest minute. He's at top of the mountain there. Only had 17 points. Again, he's had big games. He had turnaround games. I'm not sure that we had a game, at least a day's rest when we played Orlando. So I'm not sure with that. Jalen Brunson had 26 and 9 assists. So he is up. His assist that New Knicks been calling for has been creeping up there. 26.9 assists, 3 rebounds in 37 minutes. Miles McBride, Deuce has been off the last couple of games. I'm not sure what it is, his timing or rhythm, but his points, his production has been off. His defense is still stellar. He only had 5 points. Precious played a big game. He only had 6 points and 6 rebounds, but nonetheless a big game. Shamit, to what you were talking about, 2 shots. He's going to be the bench. If you're looking at bench, it's going to be Deuce, Campaign, and Shamit. The young kids that you're talking about, 2 shots. You got to give Tibbs a little bit of credit because he did put him in the West Coast. Wow, Westchester. He put him in the Westchester for the championship. They played. He's giving them burn and minutes down there. So you got to give him some kind of props there. He'll let them get burned, but they're learning on the job by looking at the elite talent, the starters in there, and what they got to do in games. Like the game yesterday. Let's move from Orlando. We body bagged them. Great win. We moved on. We go to Washington. Now, it was a back-to-back game. The Knicks arrived at Washington at 2:30 in the morning. So they got in late. They got that 2:30 in the morning, which people ain't going to factor that. You get that 2:30 in the morning. You get late to the hotel, sleep in, shoot around. That affects it. They have a back-to-back game. And then you play a Washington Wizards team without Kuzma, without Poole. So they don't have them kids that are hungry. So the scouting report ain't on these young kids that you never seen before. You have a scouting report on Jordan Poole. You have a scouting report on Kuzma. You have a scouting report on Valanciunas. You don't have it on these other young kids. The kids is the kids that you go to the YMCA. They were balling. They hungry. They're ready to play.
They played a lot of rookies that game.
The whole game was all rookies for the most part. They played everybody who's hungry. And what you saw yesterday in that Washington game. That game last night, with salute to Washington, Machete, your squad, your city out there. Salute to Washington. They played. What you saw yesterday in that Washington game put Kyle Kuzma and Jordan Poole in the trading block. Yesterday, what you saw immediately put them in the trading block. These kids can play. They play moving the rock. They had 31 assists. They were moving the ball. That's not what you see when Jordan Poole is playing. That's not what you see when Kyle Kuzma is playing. They were moving the rock. They're a young and up-and-coming team. They got Sarr, who was their number 1 draft pick. You got young talent. You can't stay with Kuzma. You can't stay with Poole. You got to get what you can with them. Go ahead.
You're saying all these glowing remarks for this Washington team. How the fuck do you know any about this shit if they don't play the kids?
You talking about for us? Why we don't play the kids?
No. You were just saying, they got these young kids. They're hungry. They're one draft pick. Blah blah blah. They play good. How do you know any of this shit if Washington doesn't play the young kids?
I'll tell you why. Because first of all, I watched
they
the.
played in the game.
I'll tell you because
they played the game.
But let me ask you a question. They played. You know why they played? Do you know why they played?
No,
I know.
Get the fuck
I know.
Out of here. Rookies
Hey,
can't play.
do you know why they played?
Rookies
Because
playing?
you know why? Because they won 5 games. They won 5 games. They won 5 games. They won 5 games. Did they win? Have they won? They're in the bottom.
That means the rookies played 5 games?
No, they won 5 games. They're
They
5
won
and
5 games. So the rookies played 5 games?
out of 30. Is that a success to you?
Oh,
Is that
doesn't matter to me.
is that success? Is that success to you?
They getting burned, right?
Is that successful to you?
They getting burned, right?
Is that successful to you? No. Okay, they can get.
Let our rookies run on the bench.
But they're not winning. They are not winning. They're playing because they are they're trying to get to the high draft picks. Why would you play rookies? That's the exact point. If you play rookies, you're gonna be a loser. The Washington Wizards are a losing franchise. You play rookies when you are a loser.
So We're
20. Hold on. We're 20-10 and 7 straight.
So Two Shots' point is that Tibbs on yesterday's game should have played the rookies against the other.
I never said yesterday's game.
All right.
I never said yesterday's game.
Okay. All right. So when was Tibbs supposed to play the rookies? What game?
I don't know, but find them in somewhere, bro.
What game? What game? I mean, you have.
I'm not getting paid. I'm not getting paid to be the coach.
But this is your thoughts.
I'm not even getting paid to critique the coach. I'm just saying what I want to say.
Listen, we pay you on free air.
Now listen. We just played on a back-to-back, right? With a 6-game win streak, right? We had to play the starters, my guy. Even those rookies were not tired as we were. They have fresh legs, and we still got the win. Like, we wasn't doing that playing fucking McBride, Shamit, Cam. Like, what are we talking about? Like, we need to keep this win streak alive. The starters just got together. They probably been all together probably 1 week of games worth.
Like, are they not getting burn time in Westchester? 2 shots. Are they not getting burned there?
I don't really care for this topic, anyways. It don't matter.
No, we're talking about Washington.
It makes no difference. It makes no difference.
And why?
You can't. What is it? What's the saying? You can't teach an old dog new tricks. What's that saying? Is that what it is?
That's exactly it. You hit it right on the money.
So let's move on, bro. Clearly, I'm the only one
that's wrong. That's wrong because
with the rotation.
Okay, but
Who cares what I think? I don't know basketball.
We care.
I mean, that's why
emotional damage.
Oh my God,
I'm sick of it, bro. Every single time y'all bash me.
All right, Mikey, can you hit the emotional damage?
And then y'all always ask me about rotation.
Hit the emotional damage.
Yo, hey, 2 shots.
Damage. Well, listen, my guys. Damn, this nigga threw me off my fucking
thing. Hey, 2 shots. Listen.
Just move on.
All right. Wait.
Y'all not gonna convince me on kids.
You said you can't teach your old dog new tricks, right?
That's
but
right.
Here it is. Tibbs. Everybody was saying, "Oh, he's a defensive coach. He's stuck on this defensive mind." And Tibbs has been growing. And implementing new system and new strategies. So that's the old dog. That's the old dog.
Let's talk about that strategy. Machete, Washington versus the New York Knicks. We played them. OG Anunoby played 42 minutes. This is where my concern comes in. He only had 9 points, 4 rebounds. He looked a little lost on some of the rotations. Maybe he's overexerting himself on defense. I'm not sure what it was. He missed a couple of times. OG Anunoby. So there was a couple of times. Where I saw OG get burnt. And also Cat. They were both playing. I'm not satisfied with their defense. Their defense, if I'm going to be honest, was suspect. OG had 9 points, 4 rebounds in 42 minutes. Maybe it was gas. Maybe it was tired legs. He was chasing around a lot of young dudes. He's close to 30. Josh Hart started picking it up between Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson. I saw a little bit of what we saw last year. with the Knicks. You can see the experience with Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson that even though they're tired, that they will their way into a game towards the end of the season. Because the second half, Jalen Brunson only had, I believe it was 12 points in the first. He had nothing, or 13. He had nothing in the second quarter. And then Jalen Brunson has 42 in the second half of the game, which was crazy. And I was telling my wife, yo, he's going for double nickels. I tell her from third quarter, he's going for double nickels, and he just came through. Cat was a little bit stuck. He was stuck in the mud or in the sand, as they say, but he started slowly but surely coming through. Cat had a double-double, 30 and 14. Mikal Bridges, 21 and 3 in 47 minutes. 47 minutes. I got to go 2 shots on that one. A little bit. The 47s and the 40s. I get we want to get Bridges into the rotation.
No. We got to win every game. We got to keep the streak going. I don't know basketball. I don't know nothing. But
we're not.
Get the streak going.
Can I turn it down a little? Let me see. Is that better? It's stupid. Is it loud? Is it better now? Let me back up a little.
Wait, was that me? You want me to lower it?
All right, no, it's me because my mic was terrible. I'm probably out. Is this a little better? All right, my bad. I may have been shouting. If you guys are getting loud feedback, forgive me. Troy NYC and Cat didn't carry the offense in the fourth when JB was out. Okay, so Troy, salute to Troy. Full broom to you. First time I see you in the chat. Full broom salute to you. Hey, that means you subscribe, right, Troy? You hit subscribe. You got we see you, Troy. So Troy says, and Cat didn't carry the offense in the fourth when JB was out. So there was a time that Jalen Brunson, as we knew, Thibodeau's been doing some substitutions where he kept, where normally he'll keep Deuce out there. He'll put Campaign out there, Cat, Bridges and OG and some kind of combination there. And usually Cat would be the one to take over the offense. Champagne. I think they were out there too. So
that was the kid in the Wizards. He was doing work.
Champagne. Hey, listen, he's a New York product. Champagne's from New York, so you know what I'm saying. New York be keep an eye out for shit. Listen, Champagne. I'm throwing it out there early. Keep an eye out for Leon. Sometime later on in the future, Champagne might be in the bullseye somewhere. The boy was. I'm just this is my speculation, but it was cooking. New York product. We had, you guys. I'm just saying he could be one of our little bench players. Anyway, nonetheless, Campaign. God damn you guys! Damn you, Cat. Even though he had 30 points, he was struggling a little bit. He should have been carrying the weight. I think he's a little too. He shies away and passes the ball quite a bit. I think he's always trying to make other players fit in, which is a beautiful thing with us. With the assists, Machete, how many assists do we have yesterday? Are you looking at the stats altogether? Let me see if I have here. Hold on a second. We had only 26 assists. Washington had 32, so normally that's not a great game for us. Turnovers, we had 15. That's definitely not like us. Normally in the 10, 12 for turnovers. But we did body them in the paint. 78 points in the paint. We was chucking up threes, so threes was not working for us. We went 10 for 40. 10 for 40. We were 25% from the three-pointer, and that's when Jalen Brunson said, not today. I'm going in the paint, and I'm doing work. What were some of your thoughts yesterday? 2 shots. I'm watching Bully Brunson, wash a ton against the Wizards.
I see what you did there. Yeah, man.
Brunson. Hey, shout out to Buzzer Beater. Shout out to the chat. Everybody popping.
Yeah, Brunson was doing his thing, man. You gotta give the man props. He put the team on his back and he said, "We're not gonna lose this one today. I'm not gonna allow it today." And he showed up and showed out, man. What I think what I took from it the most was his post game interview where he said that he didn't like his teammates or whatever. Obviously he was joking, but you could tell that they got a good they got good energy in the clubhouse. You know what I mean? And you could tell that it's all of them. It's truly all of them against the world, and that's how they feel, and that's how they're taking it, and that's how it should be. You know, everybody should get along. But it was a great game from him. Unbelievable.
Machete, what were your thoughts when you saw Brunson? I mean, that was in your city when you saw him taking over. I know you was calling trap games. You were saying trap games earlier. Yeah, no, you're muted. You've been calling the trap games between Orlando and Washington, and then you see that. I know you was talking with your boy. I know you was talking smack with your buddies from Washington, and they was giving you smack because that's your hometown. What was that convo like between you and your Washington buddies?
Not even like that, man. I was watching the game by myself at home. And DC, I don't live in DC. I live in Maryland.
Maryland.
That's not my city. My city is New York City. I'm from Manhattan, New York City.
Check that. Check yourself, boy.
Where in Maryland?
That nigga say, yo, my hometown.
I'm up in Maryland.
I'm not from Maryland.
I'm not in the city, but I'm in Maryland.
He said, I'm here, but I'm from. He did that.
Shouts out to my people in DC, you know, and like I said, you know, you can't sleep on any team. These were a young, feisty cast. They didn't even have their starters in there. You know, that's DC politics over there. But you know, they all got a chance. They got very high assist among themselves. They got that kid, Ali, that young kid there. That
the one that stood out to me was Star, man.
There's really good kid in there that's really dynamic that they have. He's about 20 years old. He's not even 20.
Sar, you talking about the 19-year-old Sar? Yeah, the French kid, their number one draft.
Yeah, that kid is nasty.
Yeah, he's anyway.
The center?
Yeah.
No. Is he a center?
Yeah, with the braids. Asar.
Yeah. He's a center.
Yeah.
That kid is nasty.
Yeah, his wingspan is the height of Wemby. Wemby 7'6", but 7'4" wingspan. That's crazy.
You know, there's some things with this DC team that I see, like Poole. You know, everybody. He was a laughing stock, but he's a gifted player, but he just doesn't. He hasn't been making smart decisions. But he's doing something now. If you see if you catch what he's wearing, and if you hear, because I saw, I had to watch the game through the DC channel, so they're coming from the Wizards' point of view, and you know, talking about their players, and so it wasn't like I had my Mike Green and Crawford commenting. So watching it through the DC channel, from what I see, what Jordan Poole is doing out there is he's shouting out to all the fans. He's giving all the fans in DC credit and trying to make them make some noise, because he knew that who was coming in, and you heard our squad in Orlando and you heard them last night. So what Poole is doing from the DC perspective is he's propping up the fans and giving fans a lot of credit, which as players should do. I like what he's doing there. Also, if you saw what he was wearing, he's trying to cater to the common man, the blue collar workers out there. So he's doing his thing in DC.
Yeah, like a mechanic.
They have a lot of unity amongst themselves. They're very young. They have a young coach, so they're doing their thing out here in DC. You know, we'll see them. I don't think we'll see them in the playoff, but they're doing their thing out there. But
the New Knicks today, watching the ups.
We played them on a back-to-back. You know, which we had no legs because we weren't scoring, right?
Today on Watch the Ops.
So we were playing off back-to-back. And as you can see, you know, we were tired. We have no legs. When we went into overtime, I got a little worried because I didn't think, you know, Brunson was playing hero ball in the beginning of the game, which I didn't like. But he finally, you know, he came out with 50. So, you know, that was good. That was great. You know, he's showing his leadership on the floor. You know, we came off a back-to-back. It was good that we win our first back-to-back, you know, and traveling too, you know, it probably wasn't that big a travel flying from Miami to DC.
Yeah, they got him at 2:30 in the morning. That's late, bro.
You know, and then you're playing a game against a really young, feisty team. They're a feisty little team, but you know, they still got a long ways to go. But you know, so I'm kind of like, you know, for me, this game was okay. We should have beaten this team, even if we were healthy. We should have beaten this team, but it shouldn't have been as close as it was, because it was really a back-to-back game, you know. So again, we played a young rookie team without their starters, even though it was on a back-to-back and we traveled, but it was too tight a game. It was too tight. You know, if it wasn't from Brunson, we would have fucking lost that game last night. So we were very fortunate. So once again, we should beat these fucking teams, man. Now we're gonna rest. They're gonna be rested. Now for them, they had Poole and Kuzma not only sit that game out yesterday, but they get to rest the whole entire fucking weekend. So it's 3 days they've been resting, or how long before that game?
Yeah.
But all I know is that they get the fucking weekend off, and if they start, they're gonna come in feisty again with their starters on Monday. So I think we'll be ready because we'll be rested too. And I don't think that fucking Josh Hart is gonna fucking lose in his own. He's not gonna take a loss whether he's playing for the home team or not. He's not taking a loss because, like I said yesterday, if it wasn't for Josh Hart heroics at the right time, his
2 games in a row. 2 games in a row.
Yeah, it turned the game. He's not gonna let us lose.
And that's the difference for winners, and that's what winners do. That's why we got these. Go ahead, 2 shots. You gonna say something?
Oh, no. I was just going to say shout out to Josh Hart, He deserves his flowers.
New Knicks, your thoughts on the Washington game, the Brunson double nickels, the effort that Cat played out there with 30 and 14. What were some of your thoughts when you saw the game?
I mean, coming in late on a back-to-back, as tired as the guys were, I'm glad Jalen Brunson did what he did. Like, that's what I was saying earlier. A lot of, our team is doing like a lot of individual help out. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why Tips can't afford to like give them the bench players that much minute. We need these guys to gel. But it was definitely a great game. Off a back-to-back, we got the win. That's what counts. Jalen Brunson got 55. He did his thing. When it's time for him to carry it, he can carry it. And there was the one play. Was it that game where he drove in and he had 2 guys holding him down? He still got the ball up and out of his hand from the foul and still made it. He reminds me of myself so much. Greatness.
Hey, once a show, once an episode.
Oh, that nigga's great like me, boy. I'll tell you.
Hey, once an episode. Hey, we can't hear you, Machete. We can't.
Back to my little watching the ops. But you know what I do look at when I'm watching us play these teams? Like, I'm looking at these guys like Champagne and Suggs. Like, these are guys like these are early games in the season, but these are guys that later on, whenever they're on the trade blogs, you watching them play right now, how they ball out, because they're the only ones holding their teams. Guys like that. That guy Champagne had a really good game last night against us.
Hey, next 100 at GM says we make every excuse in the book. The truth is we're not as good as most say. My opinion to that. And listen, it's a feisty take, and there's some points to some of it. There's certain true aspects, but you have to look at the whole thing as of why. Okay, everybody that came out, I don't know if he was maybe.
The statistics say that we're number 1 in offense.
We're number 3 in the NBA. We're number 3 in the NBA. 21 and 10, 7 in a row.
People like that. I said, I hear that a lot. Like I said.
But bro, we just got the team back probably a whole week.
Yeah.
Bro, I hear that a lot.
You go next.
All I say is watch.
Yeah.
Watch.
And to me,
you see that we used with that game last night and that Orlando team, that's like ranked. I don't know what their defense is ranked. All right. And those cats coming to get us back because they're coming. Not only that, those guys were coming to punch us back in the face. So they had motivation. And all I say is watch. Last night showed that we're 9th in defense and number 1 in offense on a back-to-back. All right? So you have your opinion, but watch.
And for me, is what look, I like. There's people that like their team's the Knicks, and yes, my team is the Knicks. But I watch basketball. I watch 30 teams. I'm probably watching 300 games in general. I watch the ops. I know the ops. I know the ops bench. I know who they're drafting. I study. I love basketball. I watch all of it. So in order to talk about your team, which is fine, you still got to know who your opponent, who you match up with. You can't just be a boxer and be like, yo, who are you going to fight? I don't know. I don't know what he does. You got to know your opponent. You got to know your team as well. Our team right now, in my opinion, the New York Knicks right now is now the start of their season. Our season started maybe 5 games ago. It was a true start of our season. As New Knicks was saying, we missed Precious. Shamit's been out. This has been the actual start of the season that we're looking at. Right now, you're looking at teams. Our team, not only they had a system before Precious, before Shamit. We just started getting into where all 5 of them were getting double digits. We were in the high 30s because they figured their game out, their rotation with just them 5. They knew it was mostly going to be just them 5 for 40 minutes, so they figured that out. Now you're throwing the monkey wrench of having Shamit and Precious on there and some of the campaigns. So now you got to figure a different nuance and what's going to work with them players. And then Cat deferring either to Bridges. Bridges had a 40-point game. OG had a 30-point game. How am I going to get these guys involved where they're more fluid and more offensive punch besides me and Jalen? So now they're figuring that out with Precious, which you saw Precious had the super dunk. He's being aggressive. He's helping defensively. This is what you're seeing again, like the beginning of the season of what they're refiguring out how these other players are going to work and how they're going to make that function. And even with that, we're on a 7-game winning streak with this figuring out of our team. So you're saying we're not as great as we are, but we got 7 games in a row. Not saying as great as we are, but we're 3rd in the East. Not saying and having the hardest schedule. Right now, we're going into a different element of the schedule, and we're still 3rd, possibly 2nd. We still got these games, which Machete was talking about. Cleveland's next upcoming schedule is a little more difficult. They're probably going to start falling off. So same thing with Boston and some of these other teams. I don't know. I like how we are. I did say we're going to be in the 50s. I did not say for the 82-0. New Knicks for sure said the 82. The exaggerator at his finest definitely said 82-0. Well, I think we got the records for that. But I think he rescinded that. He took back his bet from the Vegas odds. But I like our team, man. I like our team where we're at. I said we're not going to be able to see our team until after Christmas, which it just happened. I'm looking and liking for our team of how we're developing. And I think Knicks 100 GM says that Nuggets had no Gordon. Again, you're comparing a team of Denver who's been together more than 3-4 years. This team has been together all of 25 games. If you're comparing us to these other echelon teams, look how long they've been together. That matters.
Not even that. Like I said, we just got Precious back. Precious is a starter.
Yeah. And Buzzbeater says, according to Tankathon, what happened? Hey, Knicks GM, they say you need to turn in your Knicks card. If you're a GM for the Knicks, I don't know, sir. We got to see what we got going on here. Buzz, let me see what Buzzbeater said. Hold on. Buzz said,
Does the GM stand for good morning?
Shouts to the chat. Hey, folks, please like, subscribe our page so we can get you in the algorithm.
Salute to you guys. Appreciate you guys.
Sometimes
you're
we go
marrying on drugs.
Hey, listen, and I say what in the standing where we are real quick, we're in third place in the East in our conference, right? We're 2 games behind Boston, and we're still 6 games behind Cleveland. Cleveland's on a 6-game winning streak. Boston's on a 1-game winning streak. We're on a 7-game winning streak. Our percentage is .688. Compared to the West, where 6.88 is Memphis Grizzlies, and they're 2nd in the West with a 2-game winning streak. Same record as us. And they're 2nd in the West behind OKC, who's at 8.33 percentage. So so that means that we're probably 2nd overall in the NBA, or 3rd, let's say what, 3rd or 4th in the NBA overall? Behind Cleveland, Boston, OKC, the Knicks, and Memphis right now. That's what it looks like.
Okay. So we got Boston and Cleveland ahead of us.
So
Cleveland, OKC, no, I would say Cleveland, no, mentira. OKC, because they got a better percentage. OKC, no, mentira. Cleveland got a better percentage. They're 8.71. OKC is at 833 percentage-wise. That make them second in the NBA, then Boston, then the Knicks and Grizzlies.
With Knicks 100 GM, I'm going to address your question. You said, have we had a statement win? We've had a few of them. Have we had a statement win? Just, I don't know if that lets me know you're not watching the Knicks. You're not watching the game.
Everybody plays in New York is just at MSG.
Hold on.
Because they come to ball out in MSG is a statement fucking win.
Knicks 100 GM. Do you remember when we played the Nuggets fully healthy that we beat them 145 to 118? I think that's a statement game. Maybe that's just me. We beat them. Do you remember the Magic undefeated at home and we beat them at home? I think that's a statement game. Just me. That maybe it's just me. I'm crazy. Remember the Timberwolves, one of the top teams in the West? We beat them 133 to 107. That sounds like a statement game to me.
They the top team in the West. Where they aren't they?
They were one of the. They were still one of the top teams. From last year, even though we beat them to whether it's with Julius Randle or not.
Well, last year. That's not the same.
That's all right. So that's not the San Antonio Spurs. Would you call it a statement when beat them in the Garden with Wemby full half? I think that's a statement.
That's a rebuilding team.
Oh, that was the best.
Now they're rebuilding. Hold on. Now they're rebuilding. They got Chris Paul. They got Chris Paul. Why you always want to give Popovich an out? I thought he was a great coach. I thought he's a great coach. Yo, in the chat. That's
second year. Second year.
So you a generational talent. Did he not score 60 on us?
Those of you that
is it Wemby's
hey,
he's not a generational talent.
But is it his second year?
Yeah. What does that mean? What does it mean?
What's LeBron doing in the second year?
For those of you that cannot hear Mike the Specialist, for those that you cannot hear Mike the Specialist,
earlier in the season.
Holy motherfucking shit! I don't think I'm
in their house
talking.
in Miami. How about that win? The win in Miami.
Am I talking? Am I motherfucking talking?
You're interrupting. You're jumping in between Miguel. You guys can't talk over each other.
No, I've been talking.
All right, go. Say. Go, Machete, you next. Go ahead. Say it.
I already killed it. Fuck it.
Hey, Flash put emotional damage.
All I say, what about the statement win against Miami when we were tied earlier in the season in Miami?
That sounds like a statement win. New Knicks, go ahead.
No. I was just commenting on the joke that Mikey said.
And all let's just say is the team is starting to gel. We're trying to figure it out. To Two Shots comment about which he states, and we're not shooting your comment down. I understand you want to see some of the rooks. I think Tibbs, and in some of these games, we're trying to gel. The only reason I'm bringing that back, just so you know, I'm not taking a shot at you, Two Shots, because I don't have my gun with me. But I'm saying the only reason you're seeing that is because Tibbs is trying to get chemistry with these players, and now that you're introducing Campaign and Precious into it, they're trying to get into a rhythm and figure that out. That's why you're seeing that now. And then we're the team that takes probably one of the most highest three-point shots. And yesterday was one of the rare occasions that you see that it wasn't working. With 43 points taken, that wasn't working. We had to figure out something else. And then we had Jalen Brunson that was like, not today. I mean, I was impressed with that. The fact that he had 42 in the second half was crazy. 78 points in the paint. He's like, yo, I'm not going to let these rooks outshine me. We ain't going to lose a bunch of rooks, whether we got a game plan for them or not. And to see the captain do it was very, very dope to me. Now I see that he's in rhythm. Now I see him like how he started last year. Now I see him that these first 20 games was kind of like when he was in the Olympics, that he got the warm up. His hand feels better. He's still trying to figure it out. A little too many shots for me, but he still gave you New Knicks 9 assists with 55 points. I think that was impeccable. That was a crazy game. Give me 55 and 9. I don't know who else was the last time he scored 9 assists. And by the way, this is his third 50-plus game, which he surpassed Carmelo. He surpassed Ewing. He's only behind the King, Bernard King. He's one behind Bernard King. To you guys. And
there's someone above him too.
BK? No, BK's at the top. BK's at the top for 50 points.
There was a graphic where they showed somebody
Will Chamberlain.
No, as a Nick. I think it was a Busher. Was it the Busher?
It might be. I don't know. Look
I
at
think it was
somebody
the
about PK.
I think it was Dave the Butcher.
Willis Reed.
No, as a Nick. We're talking about as a Knicks. We're talking about Knicks 50-point beat.
Okay.
So I think it's Dave the Butcher and then BK, but he's one away from BK. I think it was one of them. So do you? And I'm trying to give you credit. Who asked this question? I'll come back. All right, Keith Watkins. Keith Watkins says third 50-plus games and 2 seasons for JB. How many do you think he ends up with? Do you think he becomes the all-time 50-point scorer as a Knick? And how many do you think he ends up with? Can he beat that this year or maybe by next year?
Before the end of the year.
You think he gets 2 more 50-point games?
I'll say in 2 seasons he'll be number 1, and he's probably gonna end up somewhere around like 8, 9, or 10.
8, 9. Okay. Yeah. Machete, do you think?
Well, I say he got 3 more 50-point games coming up this year.
Okay.
Listen,
it's gonna get to that point.
I would
be mad at it.
I would have argued with my brother. Go ahead, Machete. Your thoughts on Jalen Brunson, third 50-point game. Can he pass the King, Bernard King, and be the top by the end of this year? Or do you think he can do it in 2 or 3 years? What do you think?
He did it by the end of the year, but it was Richie Gergen who had the most. He still is over him because he's got 55 50-plus games. Jalen Brunson, and I believe Richie Gergen had 57 50-plus games.
No, Cam, you're talking about 3 or 4. So I think he has 1 more over him. 50-point games, I think, in general, total 50-point games as a Knick. But I think you're right. He's over him. I think he has 4 of them, and then Bernard, I think, has 5. Because it was only a couple of 3. I think Carmelo only had 3 or 2.
Carmelo had 3. I'm pretty sure BK has 4, and someone has 6. I don't know who has 6. I'm pretty sure that was the list.
Listen, Jalen Brunson I think he's definitely going to be on top of that mountain. I wouldn't sleep on it on this year. I know he's trying to be more. If we had a team that had maybe Randall on there, he would definitely easily surpass it. I think he's trying to be more of a facilitator, which we asked for. That he got, that the fact that he got 9 assists and 55 points is crazy to me. Normally 55. I mean, you still dishing out, helping out your teammates, and you dropping double nickels.
Nah. Remember when Melo dropped 60 and he had like
0.
1 assist?
They had no assists. It was 0. I don't even think he had a rebound in that piece. All buckets. All I do is make it rain.
He was on fire.
Yeah, but you can't get 1 assist. You can't get one. You can't. Hey, shout out to Johnny Harris. He's gonna call that out. Shout out.
I'm chucking it. That's it.
Listen, just give me the rock.
What was it that Allen Iverson said? I bring up the ball, 8 seconds are gone. I pass it to somebody, it goes around, they pass it back. I got 8 seconds left. What you want me to do?
I gotta shoot the rock. I don't know. I definitely think Jalen Brunson's gonna easily surpass that. Machete, are you guys? So 2 games back to back, and I think there was one before that with OG Anunoby. He had a big game. He had 30 points. Are you guys concerned with the fact that it's not a little more consistent with OG, or do you think he's expending himself more on defense? The fact that he only had 8 points in 40 minutes, 6 points in 38 minutes, something like that. Is that something that you think concerns you guys, that we had boneless wings?
Yo, do you have his minutes average up by any chance?
For the last 2 games, I did have it up there. Let me look it up here. I'll put it. Machete, you can get it.
Minutes last game.
Yeah.
9 points, 4 rebounds. He had a steal.
He only played 28 minutes in the Magic game. So he did it wasn't too bad. And then when he played the Wizards, he definitely played 42, but only had 9 points. So the last couple of games is a little concerning to me. At least if he can average like 15, I'd be a little more happy. But I'm maybe that's me wanting more, being too greedy, because he is guarding all the best players, playing phenomenal defense. But I just would like to see a little bit more from him, in my opinion.
Can I throw a little monkey wrench?
Go ahead. And he only had 8 points against the Spurs, by the way. 36 minutes, only had 8 points. So 3 straight games with under double-digit scoring.
Okay, so it's been like 3 or 4 games since he put that patch back. Remember that elbow shit that he had last year? You think he's dealing with a little something, something?
I know we were talking about that. Machete, New Knicks, you guys seen that? It looks like he has that little black elbow, the tape on his elbow. Do you guys think that maybe he might have something lingering? The last couple of games, maybe he landed on it wrong, that it's a possible injury that maybe we're not alluding to. Do you think something?
It's a physical game out there. You know, those guys, you know, they bang elbows and they hit the floor pretty hard. You know, he's pretty dynamic when he plays. And he could be just playing a little bit more conservatively. He could be feeling stiffness, whatever, you know, as long as he's out there on the floor and he's not, you know, DMP or anything like that. And we're not losing.
Well, but remember last year, that's how it started. He had a couple bad games.
I think that he has doctors and trainers and people who watch that, you know, but they still paid him a lot of money to play. So he's going to try to be there on the floor. You know, they need him out there. They need him to gain the experience, you know, have the chemistry with the guys. If you're feeling a little bit of fucking pain, a little stiffness, yo, pick it like a man. All the other guys are. You know, Brunson came in this last night playing, and they had him questionable with a calf injury or ankle injury. You know, Cash playing out there with soreness on his foot. You know, guys are out there, you know, watering their knees and shit like that. You know, they're out there and they gotta play. If it isn't stopping you from playing, then, you know, go out there and tough it out. You know, don't be like these. You know, you're playing for Tibbs. He's old school, man. These guys back in the days, they would play in there with broken fingers and splinters on. You know, so these are the type of guys that are playing for Tibbs. These are guys that are ballers. They're dogs, dude. They're dogs. So anybody out there who's doubting the Knicks, you know, just sit back and watch.
Yep. And then, I was reading the chat here. So the chat, and then that's what I was reading right now. So Keith Watkins says, I think the emergence of Mikal Bridges has organically dropped to the third option. So he's saying because of the emergence, which is, I didn't think about that, but because Mikal Bridges has been more included offensively, he's starting to get a little more to rhythm, that OG's kind of like deferring, or they're letting Mikal Bridges get more touches than what OG was getting. You know, that may be affecting why some of the points for OG are as low output on there for Mikal Bridges. And I can see some of that, but I have seen sometimes that he's missed some of the open shots from the three. The shots were a little short, in my opinion, from OG, from his shot making. I've seen some of his shots that normally he'd hit that wasn't hitting.
You guys are way too critical. Way too fucking critical.
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts, New Knicks?
I mean, bro, the guy gave you a 40-point game. Like he's like you say, he's playing the fucking top defense. He's scrambling, covering. Like, there's only so much he could do for so many fucking games, bro. Like, offensively, he's gonna pick it up whenever he feels anybody else is slacking. These are the kind of players that we have. We're all gonna be in unison, right? And as soon as somebody feels like, oh, they're bullying Brunson, or the refs ain't giving it to it, all right, you know what? Chill out, I got this. Boom, boom, boom. But it's a pecking order. You feel what I'm saying? So the pecking order is gonna be now that Cat's here. He's gonna be the number one option. Jalen Brunson comes in, then Bridges, and then OG. You know what I mean? And Hart scraps up all the leftovers. You feel what I'm saying? So right now, I mean, I think OG's doing fine. I'm not too worried about his elbow. If there was anything to deal with, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't be out there. But look at Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson twists his ankle 180 degrees. He'll be like, and keep playing. Yeah, you know I mean, grimacing on. You can see the pain in his face. But these are the kind of players we have. Like, they're gonna fight. It's a brotherhood. Yeah, I mean.
Can I say something? Can I say something,
Yeah.
Phil?
Mm-hmm.
It's because of the example that Jalen Brunson is, man. Look at him. He's not the biggest guy on the court, but he's damn sure the toughest guy on the court. Because if he's going there broken, and if he can do it, you know, if your captain's out there, he's showing you he's showing you what you should be.
No, and listen, Jalen Brunson, and you got Hart coming in right after him. So when you got starters and leaders and captains that are gonna do all the dirty work, everybody else has to follow suit. But this is what the front office has done. I mean, I don't know if you guys caught the Cam interview on Just Brothers podcast, Jalen Brunson's podcast.
Yeah, the roommates.
I mean, roommates. Yeah. I don't know why I keep saying just. Well, anyway, yeah, on the roommate podcast, like, I mean, this kid, I love that interview. Like, we finding out a lot about these guys through this podcast. I love the podcast. I think they should keep it up. They're doing a great job.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. Yeah, but that, like, bro, that campaign, bro, that kid is, like, his mentality is the same way as Jalen Brunson and Hart. You know what I mean? You can see his journey when he left and went to China to play, or one of those. I mean, it's just the whole team, bro. The whole team is a bunch of Jalen Brunsons, bro. No matter their size, they're all the same person.
We're talking about the Knicks.
Character-wise, yes, they're hard workers. They want to win more than anything. Yeah, I mean, and that's the way the front office got this thing structured. And the more we see them going into this win streak, the more they're gonna get into this situation of being the new threat of the NBA. It's only a matter of time.
And to the defensive part about it, at Knicks 100 GM, you wilding on the chat. I'm trying to stay focused on what we're talking about here, and he is going left.
Shout out to the chat.
Hey, shout out to the chat.
What did he say?
Just talking about signature wins, and that name a signature win that we had this year, saying that we're not as good as we think we are. And he's like, oh, you know, we beat all the other teams that we beat. Hold on, let me say what he said. Hold on, let me say what he said.
Have him call in.
Hey, bro, we'll be here all forever. Mike, yo, I'll tell you right now, if he called in M Special, we'll hang up. That is one person that gets M Special to the limit. He crashes out. Knicks 100 gets M Special crash out all day, every day. He's just saying that basically we're not as good as we are, that we beat teams, that there's no signature win, that every team that we've had was missing players. Bro, we had Precious out. We had Shamit out. We had Mitch out. Where's our respect? You're giving all these other teams respect. That's what I'm saying. But where's the problem? Where's the courtesy? Go ahead. Now you got to jump in, especially if you're gonna say that.
Next 100.
Mikey, what's he saying?
If you see this,
but
that's the signature. You see it every game. You see this every game. That's the signature.
Hey, keep Watkins asking.
Listen, Knicks 100 is the biggest troll. Knicks 100 is on every podcast trolling everybody.
Who's not listening? We listen to you, bro. We listen. Right, we're even entertaining the conversation. Hold on, M Special.
All right, enough promoting him.
Hey, I know. We sorry. We talk about everybody. Speaking of chat, M Special, we got a question for you directly from Keith Watkins. When are we taking calls? Is there a time that we're taking calls or getting someone in on the show here, or bring them into chat?
Well, I mean, as soon as we get past 500, we have a lot of.
Hey, that I'm hearing. Hey, if you guys are hopefully I'm special talking.
Was he saying that's wrong with
Mike? I want Mike the specialist to put on your blinders. Do not read the comments.
One at a time, guys. Second of all, people can't hear you.
Second of all, hey, we talking about the
hold on.
That went to.
One at a time, guys.
Went to the Nets. He wants the same Durant that went to the Nets with Kyrie and Harding and still couldn't accomplish shit. That's who we talking about, like my guy.
Yeah, listen,
Calm down.
listen, hold on. We're not even going to address it. After this last comment that I'm going to tell you, we're not even going to address anything he says. He said none of our players are equivalent to Middleton. The guy that had 2 ankle surgeries, the guy that had 2 knee surgeries.
Wait. Is he
Ultimate Cap. He says he's a Knicks fan, but we're just going to move on from that.
Bridges is unstoppable.
Anyway, he's trolling.
Bridges has never missed a game in his life. Not even when he was in campus.
To address that, I want not even him. Keith, I think my brother has a valid point. When we get 500 subscribers, we'll do about taking people on. Right now, we under the 5. If you guys want to share, when you go to the other chats, we ain't trying to steal other people's.
Hey Keith, get
people over.
Go to your work. You know what I mean? Go to your job site, borrow everybody's phone. Hit that subscribe. You know what I mean? Kidnap their phones. Get us to 500. We got merch. We got the phone lines tapped open. We even gonna have a cash app where y'all could donate.
He's not wrong what he's saying.
Hey, check this out.
Hey, salute to the lamest content out, the lamest comment out there. We ain't even gonna address you, but you commented though. I appreciate you commenting, then loser. Appreciate you though.
Check this out. The stats show that 55% of y'all are not subscribed.
What he said.
You hit that subscribe button.
Let's get it. Hey, if we getting losers in the comment, then you know we growing already. Know what it is? See. Hey, double nickels.
Wait.
You ain't doing something wrong.
Hey, that is it. If you getting hate,
you want to address?
Man, you don't address a lame, bro. You know how we do. You guys why you don't address a lame. Lames don't get entertained. You know what I mean? We just leave the lame out there. Talk to it. We'll let the people in the comments say it. But double nickel Brunson, I'm liking what I'm seeing here. He's starting to come around. Machete, when's our next game? You said we got a game Monday back against Washington.
We got another game out here, and everybody should be.
Is it at the Garden?
Rested. No, it's going to be here. Out here. It's another back-to-back.
Okay, so they ain't traveling.
The next game at the Garden is going to be New Year's against the Jazz. The Jazz are coming in. Now we're like, I think we lost a game to them before, right? Or the last game we lost to them before.
Yeah.
So tell
them crash that shit.
And it's after New Year's in New York City, and you know what's happening just across the street from the Garden at 12 o'clock.
The ball drop.
Oh, look at him.
Is it the ball drop?
Is that
the ball's gonna drop inside?
Hey yo! Ball's dropping where? The ball's dropping where? Yo! Hey yo! I don't want to know where the ball's dropping. Okay, we keep the ball.
No, I'm crashing out.
He losing today. Keep the ball dropping to yourself. Let's go.
I'm just saying the balls are gonna be dropping inside and outside MSG.
The ball's gonna be dropping everywhere.
Hey yo! All right, well, look.
It's gonna be Happy New Year's and champagne being splashed all over the place.
Okay, we splashing now. Let's go.
Hey yo! Now we go. Wow.
And stuff.
All right, so we got the next couple of games here that we got going on. Let's see if we got a statement game. We got one tomorrow against the Wizards. You were saying, so on Monday night we got the Wizards upcoming. We got the Jazz upcoming. The Thunder's gonna be a good game. That's gonna be on Friday. That's gonna be before our show. We do our show, and that one's gonna be. I think that's at the Thunder. Let me see. At Oklahoma.
Hold on. Can we, in the spirit of talking about phone calls and all this, can we do a watch party?
Have we done it before last year? That's when if you guys were watching, my brother almost took a shit on himself.
Yeah, that watch parties come in the playoffs.
Hey, that was a no lie. Oh shit! Hey, hard left for real. Keep walking. You know we always go left. Hey, salute Justix laughing out there. Oh, we always go left. So the upcoming games before we go. So we got a couple of games coming up. We got the Wizards. What do you guys thoughts on that game? Is it going to be another barn burner? Is it going to be up close, or do we learn our lesson from today? Machete, do you think we learned our lesson from this last game against them? That come Monday.
These are teams, like I said, we should be beating, bro. This is the fucking Wizards for crying out loud, man. Come on.
Okay. But they playing their rooks 2 shots. 2 shots. Do their rookies do something to us? Dude, does Tibbs learn from these rookies biting us on Monday?
Hey, listen. One of the signs of a good coach is being able to adjust, right? So we had a tightly contested game. Now I'm expecting a blowout because the book is out. We should know what they're doing. We got their playbook. We should be able to mitigate the offense and take over. Since we got players like Middleton and stuff, I'm not sure if we're gonna take over. We'll see what happens.
Can I just say something real quick? Look, the reality is that these guys last night, even though they lost, they took us into overtime, and so they're going to go into this next game more confident, and they're going to have their starters who were sitting on the bench watching their team lose, but they all gained a little bit of confidence. So we're going to play a little bit more confident team tomorrow. So we're gonna be rested, which is what we need, is to rest and fucking come in there and just burst their fucking bubble, bro. But this team is gonna come in more confident. You saw what they did last night. If anything, that's what they got out of last night's game, and they're gonna take it into Monday.
Yeah, but the way I'm seeing it is now we got this playbook.
It's still a team that we should beat.
Yeah, I mean, I agree 100%.
New Knicks, we can't hear you.
I mean, you guys are looking at, like, bro. The last time we played them, we just came off a back-to-back. We're pretty well rested. I'm pretty sure Tibbs is gonna litigate the minute situation and get the starters some rest, and let the players get more minutes than we did when we saw them on a back-to-back. So if we beat them on a back-to-back, you can imagine we should be at a good point when we play them well rested, and you will see Tibbs making the adjustment and giving the players, the bench players some playing minutes.
Thank you.
I mean, we got Shammy back. We got Cam. We got Bridges.
I don't see why we can't play our rookie.
I
can't see why we can't play our French rookie who probably played against this cat or who probably was a teammate. Put him up. He knows him. Put Dadier up against his ass. You don't think Dadier's going to know this kid? You don't think that they're on the same level, more or less?
That's not how Tibbs thinks, though, man.
Bro, that guy is 7. How tall is he? He's like 7'2".
To Machete and tomorrow you're gonna see him. Tomorrow you see Dadier. You know why? Because our defense is gonna show up. We left our defense back in Orlando and never got on the plane, and then we're gonna see our defense this next upcoming game, because the defense was atrocious. The fact that we had tired legs, and then you give up 135 and make the game even that much harder by going into OT and playing extra 5 minutes of basketball was kind of crazy to me.
Thank you, John.
He got us back into the game. That was a game we shouldn't have won. Between him and Brunson willed that win. So that's where you have winners versus rookies. A rookie wouldn't have done that, just saying. But tomorrow I expect us to play better defense, to be closer to an Orlando Magic game, a 103-85-ish type game. And then maybe a Patcombe Dadier, maybe a Hookah sighting, maybe a Kolek. I don't know about that, but maybe a Kolek. But they are getting burned at Westchester. They getting that Westchester minutes. They doing their thing out there. So salute to that. Any final thoughts from you guys? Two shots. Final thoughts for tomorrow's game. Rest of the game this week.
Yeah, tomorrow's game. I'm looking for a win. I'm looking for a quick beat down, so we could lower that 40 some odd minutes down to like maybe 30. We'll see. I don't know. But I'm hoping that everybody remains healthy. If OG is going through something, I hope it's minimal. And yeah, I just want to see everybody healthy, man. Shout out to the chat, replay gang. You already know the vibes. Get us to 500. We still got a couple days left. Then y'all get y'all wishes and y'all can call us, and then we can argue and then be a vibe. You feel me?
Big facts. New Knicks, final thoughts on these upcoming games. Washington tomorrow, and then OKC later this week. Well, we'll talk about OKC on Friday. We'll talk about OKC Friday. Just tomorrow's game
Well,
against
I
Washington
mean,
again.
the win streak continues. We're going for 8. 8 shall be got. And, you know what I mean? We're just going to keep steamrolling, watch our starters get better. You should see the assists going up to in the next game. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping anywhere from 35 plus assists. And yeah, you'll definitely see Shamit. You'll definitely see Hook. You'll definitely see Campaign, and you'll like Two Shot said. I think Tibbs will get the starters from like 30 to 28 minutes. Yeah, I mean, at best, you know, and get these guys some rest.
Shetty, your final thoughts? You already knew. You already said it. They're gonna win out there.
You know, everybody be safe out there. Have a blessed, you know, end of the year, and you know, God bless your families. God bless the United States of America, and God bless our team, the Knickerbockers.
Happy New Year's to everybody also.
Yeah. Happy New Year's. We'll catch us again Friday, 5 p.m. Friday, 5 p.m. You guys be safe out there. I think we go for RJ Barrett 9 straight. We got Washington tomorrow. I think our defense shows up. I think we may even get see a little rookie sightings. I think we may even get a statement win. We might even get a statement win tomorrow. It's possible. You might get some other players tomorrow. So I think we definitely beat them. We got Utah Jazz on Wednesday. Can't sleep on them, up and coming, young, stuff like that. But I think we learned our lesson from playing an aggressive Orlando young team without their starters. We played an aggressive Washington team without their starters, letting you know that the NBA this is the league. Everybody's ready to play. Everybody's getting paid millions. So these aren't just busters at the YMCA. Everybody's getting paid millions. They're all come to play. So that lets you know. So I think we take Utah a little more serious. I think we take Washington tomorrow serious and know that everybody's out here to play, and they're just not going to just roll over and just let us get a W. So I think you're going to see Monday and Wednesday more aggressive for us. I do think we can get Ws. I think you saw Brunson get that double nickel. I think he may go for it again tomorrow, at least a 40-pointer, at least 40 points. I think he's in a rhythm. He sees something in the team. He's a shark. When he sees that blood in the water, he's going to go for it. And then same thing against Utah Jazz. Him and Colin Sexton usually riles him up. And when Colin Sexton pushes him, he's aggressive with him, Brunson's going to come and be a killer. So these 2 games I'm looking for, Brunson could get north of 30 for sure on both these games. So I'm looking for W's, 9 wins in a row. And then you'll catch us back on Friday, 5 p.m. And we'll talk about that game Friday night against OKC. You guys be blessed, be safe. Salute to my brother, my primo hermano, sangre, machetazo, 2 shots. Appreciate you for joining us. Everybody in the chat, Keith Watkins, even 100 GM, you, sir. All of you guys out there, Just Knicks. Who else am I missing here? Buzzer Beater. Yes, sir. Ismail, you're late, but thank you for joining us anyway. Everybody who's joined us on there, appreciate you guys for joining. Emangelo in the chat as well, letting people know. I think Emangelo probably blocked Knicks 100. Just kidding. You're welcome either way. Troy NYC, appreciate you for the first time joining. Full brim salute to Troy NYC, first time in the chat. Hopefully you subscribe. If you guys want to join us in here, talk ish with us here, join us live either on a phone call or maybe on maybe send you a link to join and chop the cheese with us here. Get us a 500. Send it out there. Get some of the people to join us here. We'd love to chat with you guys. You see what it is. We'll catch you guys Friday, 5 p.m. with my sangre hermano, M Splash. We appreciate you. Y'all know what to do. You get both of these. You heard?
Phil's in the building. My God, what's good?
And I salute the new Knicks. Let's get it.
Shout out to the new Knicks.
The new Knicks, salute my guy.
The New Knicks, the organic podcast.
Sounds like it's about to go down in here.
Going down.
New York City, NYC, Borough. Brooklyn, Staten, and the Bronx. Manhattan, Queens, what you want? We want the Knicks. We want the Knicks. We want the Knicks. We want the Knicks. Brooklyn, Staten, and the Bronx. Manhattan, Queens, what you want? We want the Knicks. We want the Knicks. We want the Knicks. We want the Knicks. York City, New York, York. If the Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah.